Hello everyone, my name's Melinda Martin and I'm the Gallery Director at Linden New Art. Welcome to the official opening of the latest project with Linden, Design Fringe, Designers on Your Doorstep, which of course celebrates all things design. Tonight we're presenting this project in partnership with our very good friends at Melbourne Fringe Festival. So let me introduce you to my co-host.
Hi everyone, my name is Simon Abrahams and I'm the Creative Director and CEO at Melbourne Fringe, and it's great to be here tonight.
Simon, it's lovely to have you part of this adventure, even though we're not in the same room clinking champagne glasses like we envisaged, but here we are. We're treating you tonight to some video interviews with some of the designers to provide each of you with some insight into their motivations, their processes of these talented people. And of course, you'll be the first to see some of this remarkable project. We're also hosting a quiz with our fabulous quiz master, Linda, so that all you design nerds and fans out there will be able to compete for some great prizes.
That's right. And by now, I'm sure you've all attended lots of virtual events from home. So before we begin tonight, we do want to make sure that everyone feels welcomed and well informed about how tonight is going to run. So of course, we are joined tonight on screen by our brilliant Auslan interpreters, Mark, who's there, and Paul, who will be popping up momentarily. And of course, we're at an opening, so you should begin by grabbing a glass of something bubbly and some kind of delicious snack to get you through the next exciting 60 minutes.
And tonight, we're coming to you live on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching us live tonight and you'd like to make a comment, and we would love to hear from you, you'll need to jump into the platform that you're watching us from and log in. Simply click on the Say Something or write a comment box at the bottom of the live chat area to get started. If you're watching through a TV, well, you're very clever, but chatting gets really complicated. And I pay tribute to your cleverness of being able to do it. But we recommend that you, if you want to make a comment, that you chat through a computer, a tablet, or a mobile device. Before we begin to share some of this wonderful work that is part of Designers on Your Doorstep, I would like to begin tonight by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we all virtually meet this evening. Tonight, Simon and I, and part of the Linden team, are joining you from the lands of the Woiwurrung and Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation here in Melbourne. And I'd like to acknowledge that members of our board, Linden and Fringe's team, and board members from Fringe are joining us from the lands of the Bunurong people of the Greater Kulin Nation here in Melbourne. I pay my respects to elders, past, present, and emerging. And while we meet virtually this evening, tonight draws upon the ancient history of this land, and it reflects the millennia of experiences of our first peoples coming together to celebrate, to make art, to tell grand stories, and to learn from each other. I would especially like to extend a very warm welcome to all First People who are joining us here this evening.
Thanks, Melinda. I echo all of that. And I think right now, you know, when we're going through such a tricky time, I just think there's so much we can learn from the extraordinary resilience of our First Peoples who have been on this land since the beginning of time. And even though it is such a challenging time, it's just the tiniest blip when we consider the tens of thousands of years that people have been caring for this land. Melinda, before we get any further, I think you need to tell us all a little bit about what you all do at Linden New Art.
Well, Linden's mission is to support brave new art by mid-career artists and to engage visitors through inspiring, thought-provoking exhibitions of their new work. But Simon, tell me a little bit about Melbourne Fringe. What do you guys do there?
Look, you know the answer, but I'll pretend you don't. Melbourne Fringe, our vision is cultural democracy. So I always say that that's about helping Melbourne to express itself. We empower anyone to realise their right to creative expression. So our job is to democratise the arts. And we do that through our festival, which of course is happening right now, even though it looks a bit different this year in little square boxes. We've still got the extraordinary Melbourne Fringe Festival. We've got a venue that we run out of Trades Hall called Fringe Common Rooms, and we work all year running arts leadership programs, sector leadership programs. So that's what we do. We democratise the arts.
And it's such a great program that Fringe offers, and I cannot wait to come and visit you in the common rooms and clink a glass of sparkling with you in real life. Tonight we're here to celebrate Designers on Your Doorstep. And it began as an exhibition program that we thought we could deliver, and a response to what we thought was a very clever concept of designers responding to the idea of home, because last year we thought we'd done the pandemic, we'd stayed at home, we didn't need to do that again. But it's a place we have spent a lot of time in recently. So, Simon, I'm wondering if you could share a piece of design from your home that you love.
Oh, sure. Gosh, I'm going to pick, I want to pick, it's very generic, but I want to pick those beautiful mud bowls, that I just eat off every day and they make me happy. But I will also pick something local. And I think about the wonderful City of Port Phillip artist Ursula Dutkovich, who makes beautiful, brightly coloured work. And I have a beautiful ceramic bowl that she made that I love and look at every single day.
And Simon, if money was no object, what would be the next piece of design you'd purchase for your home?
Oh my God, if money is no object, I am going to get James Terrell to put in some kind of light installation, maybe here in my living room. We'll open up, we're going to renovate the house, we're going to put in some kind of amazing light installation. But maybe if that's not an option, I'm going to make a shrewd investment. That's what I'm going to do. And I've been following a designer called Richard Greenacre, who has been part of Fringe Furniture at Melbourne Fringe for years, swept the awards. He's kind of gone from strength to strength. And I think investing in his work, I'd buy all of his stuff because it's going to make me lots of money in the end and be a great investment. So that's probably what I would do. It's going to be worth a fortune, but I want to hear actually what our audiences think. So all of you at home on your little Zoom squares, I want to hear from you. What is it that you love, the piece of design in your home that you would love to see? What's your favorite piece of design from your home? Pop that in the chat. People love mud. There we go. Lots of mud fans. That's good. Good choice. I love it. I use it every single day. And while people are putting that in the chat, Melinda, what about you? What favorite piece of design is there in your home that you want to talk to us about?
So I love design. It is something that I always love. I love the idea that you get to use something beautiful every day. So for me, it is the first thing I touch when I wake up every morning. It is my beautiful Muto Architect lamp that I imported from Sweden.
Good choice.
It has this beautiful green cord that I truly love, and you can adjust it and it can fall apart quite easily, but I still love it. The other thing I love is my Alessi citrus juicer, because it is a piece of beautiful cast aluminium and it works perfectly. So it's a form and function thing, and it looks like some kind of alien spaceship in my kitchen.
I love it. That's perfect. Brilliant. And if money was no object, I think it obviously wasn't if you were buying Alessi openers, but if money truly was no object, tell me, what is it that you would buy?
So I have been following this artist's career for quite some time. It's an Adelaide-based furniture designer called Kai Liu, and he makes this exquisite, almost modernist kind of furniture that I have been lusting after for years.
Ooh, I'm going to Google that. That sounds amazing. Lots of love for mud in the chat. Someone wants a mud lamp, which feels impossible, but I'm into it.
That's some beautiful mud lights that hang from the ceiling. Paul, very good, very good. I'm glad that Paul is from Adelaide, so I know that he would know Kai.
course. Ooh.
A Jardin sofa and living room set.
And Melbourne designed and made. That is what I like. That is a hashtag I like. Hashtag Australian design. Good choice. Owen, don't know you, but I like you already.
Oh.
We've got a Deborah Halpern deep bowl. Okay, good choice. Great. And a Peter Pilvin vase. So lots of excellent, good, beautiful, handcrafted pieces of design we're seeing come through on the chat. I love it. Keep them coming.
Oh, a Christopher Boots light. Very nice choice, Fiona. I concur. I think that would be a very good choice.
The Akari A1 lamp. I don't know it, but I can see that you're a fan. I feel I should know it.
Oh, and some Tom Dixon glasses. Look, Fiona, I have observed your living arrangements, and I do believe they are very stylish. So if Tom Dixon glasses are there, I'm coming round for a drink.
I hear it. Yeah, I'm on board for that as well.
I think we should probably share a little bit about why we thought this was a good idea to transform our beautiful exhibition. We have an exhibition space. We know what to do, and a little bit of history about Design Fringe and how we got to Designers on Your Doorstep, because I think that'll be interesting for everyone that is coming along this evening.
Yeah, sure. I can talk about that. So I think, there's a story really, which is that this might be the first year of Design Fringe, but it's actually the 35th year of Fringe Furniture, which has been a key program for Melbourne Fringe since 1986, when it was founded by the artist and designer Bruce Filley. Not me. I didn't do it as a 5-year-old in 1986. It was Bruce Filley, who probably was not that much older than that. But we have evolved and changed Fringe Furniture, so much, obviously, over 35 years. But it really has maintained one thing, which has been about becoming an experimental playground for furniture design. And it's over 35 years kind of provided an amazing platform for artists and designers to exhibit their work. And it really is one of the longest and most important design events in Australia. And last year, it was 2020. We made a virtual Fringe Furniture exhibition as an online kind of gamified immersive experience. It was the last Fringe Furniture exhibition, and you can actually still see it. If you go to melbournefringe.com.au now, you can capture the last Fringe Furniture exhibition there. And so we obviously have been working with our amazing friends here at Linden New Art to put together our first Design Fringe exhibition, which takes Fringe Furniture and evolves it to a much kind of broader look around design and experimentation. And we were going to have an exhibition, but clearly things didn't quite go the way we planned. I don't know what happened. So that exhibition, I promise, is going to happen next year in 2022. But tonight we do get to launch this really exciting new outdoor public art project. And it's an online program as well that celebrates our incredible designers. So when we had to reimagine this Design Fringe exhibition, it became this. It became Designers on Your Doorstep, when we photographed and profiled our designers and their work and interviewed them and created this extraordinary new project. So the vision really is to showcase amazing contemporary work that pushes boundaries and offers new possibilities. And that's what we'll do with our exhibition next year when it happens. And that's certainly what we're celebrating here tonight with Designers on Your Doorstep. So if there's anything that's stayed the same for the 35 years that we've been running Fringe Furniture and now Design Fringe, it's the breadth and talent and skill that these programs attract. And really, I think it's a barometer, I'm going to say, a barometer for Melbourne's vibrant and cutting edge design community. I reckon if you want to know what's happening in design and who's hot and who's up and coming and who you should be buying and collecting now, you should totally be checking out Design Fringe. So we're so excited, Melinda, to be partnering with you all at Linden New Art and to be bringing Design Fringe to Port Phillip. There's a huge program of talks and events and I guess a real focus on how we can diversify design and really look at bringing structural change. We've got talks on gender and politics and design solutions. I'm sure we'll talk about all of that tonight, but it's such an exciting time and I can't wait. I'm proud to be launching this tonight and I can't wait to be there with you next year, bringing Design Fringe to Linden New Art.
And we can't wait either. We're really looking forward to being able to present a stunning exhibition and transforming our gorgeous building into a hub of contemporary design. It's been delightful to work with you and the broader team at Melbourne Fringe and, of course, all the designers to present this project. I'd now like to introduce Linda Studena, who is our Events and Community Engagement Coordinator here at Linden, for the first quiz question, because I hope you've been paying attention to what Simon has been saying, because that's where the first question will come on.
Thanks, Melinda, and hello, everybody. So throughout the opening tonight, I'll be asking a total of 4 quiz questions, and to play along, the first person to answer correctly in the comments will win a bottle of Hendrick's gin and 6 glasses. You will have to be over the age of 18 to play and collect this prize. So our first question is a little bit easy, but just to warm up, I hope you're all ready. So, in what year did the Fringe Furniture exhibition start? I'll be back in the next little while to share who has won. So keep those comments coming in.
Brilliant. Thank you, Linda. Good luck, everybody. Look, Melinda, I know the answer to the question. I want the prize. Suppose I'm probably not allowed. All right. Now, for those of you who are playing along at home, I promise the questions do get a bit harder as that quiz moves along. But pay attention because some of those questions will come from the presentation tonight. Next up, we're going to hear from Linden New Art's curator. This is Juliet Hansen, who's going to share the very first part of Designers on Your Doorstep. Here's Juliet.
Hello, everybody. Right.
Hi, Juliet. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks. I'd like to share with you a video that we've made in the last few days of the first part of the Designers on Your Doorstep poster campaign. Enjoy.
My dad was making it hurt.
It's so great to see these posters out on the street. And you might have noticed that each poster has a QR code, which, when you scan it, takes you to the stories of each designer on the Linden website. And you can discover more about each designer, what inspired their work, a favourite place in their home, and their favourite design objects, as well as some recipes to cook or a cocktail to drink recommended by the designers. So we encourage everyone to go for a walk and seek out these posters and learn about some of Melbourne's leading designers. Next week, some more posters featuring designers from the city of Port Phillip will hit the streets in Linden's local neighbourhood. And now I'd like to introduce you to Design Fringe's project coordinator, Bridget Ryan. Hi, Bridget.
Hello, thanks for having me. It's so lovely to see you tonight, and thank you everyone for watching. Over the last few weeks, I caught up with some of the designers in Designers on Your Doorstep and chatted to them about how their work responds to the theme of home, and we're going to have a look at some of those conversations now. Tell me about how the piece that you've got in Design Fringe responds to the theme of home.
I don't know, for me, when it comes to home, I think about relaxation and nourishment. And one of the activities we do for this at home is having a cup of tea. So I think a tea table is an object made to complement this activity. I wanted to respond to this theme with this tea table inspired by the stem line of plants, which is where the tea comes from.
I did Stardust Lamp at home. I produced it at home. It was one of the challenges. And I had to organize entirely my space to be using resin, and I documented and filmed the production of this piece. And then I made it available to the design community. So the project itself is telling us about that recycling waste incorporated into new designs. It's not that hard.
A lot of the objects that I make, I guess, are about, it's like an abstract version of furniture. So it's definitely furniture, but it's more about being something that adds value to your house and something you can really form an attachment to, which is definitely something I was going for with the materials. Being a raw kind of thing as well adds to that.
My piece in this year's Design Fringe is, other hand, that one, a chandelier that I made out of slot together neon acrylic. And the way it relates to home is, look, I actually wanted to have a little a photograph of the original chandelier from the house I grew up in. And so I had this funny little, I can't even remember where I got it, slot together. And I bought it years ago and I was like, oh, I want to do something that slots together.
So I realized that home becomes a bit smaller. So with my nested table, I designed to be able to stack on top of each other to be able to reduce the space when it does not need it. And if you need more functioning space, then you can kind of separate them out and then put them out.
Thanks so much, Bridget. It was lovely to hear from those designers, and I love your costume changes through all the interviews. It's like it was seamless.
You saw my whole wardrobe.
Fabulous work, fabulous work. I hope you were listening to some of those responses, though, quiz players, because Linda is going to be back in just a moment to announce the winner of the first quiz question and to ask the next.
Hello again. Thanks, Melinda. So we had lots of answers to the first question. Thanks so much, everyone. And the winner of the first quiz question is Georgia Pisano. I believe you're watching from YouTube tonight, Georgia. So please email the gallery. I'm just bringing up our email address on the screen now. So please email us and we can send out your prize. Okay. And of course, the answer, which I should tell you, is 1986. Which happens to actually be the same year that Linden New Art started. So there you go. There's a fun fact. And now for the next quiz question. I hope you were listening to the most recent video because it will relate directly. So the next question is, Part of the design of Mia Kang's work was inspired by which plant? I'll see you soon with the answer.
I love it. Thank you, Linda. Now, those questions are getting a little bit trickier, so make sure you are paying attention. All right, next up, it's my great pleasure to introduce to you the chair of Melbourne Fringe. It's my boss. Would you welcome Mr. Sam Strong?
Hello, it's lovely to be here. Thank you for the introduction, Simon. I have a very brief official role tonight, which is to thank, from the Fringe perspective, some of the partners who've made all of this possible. Before I do that, I want to actually pay a special tribute and acknowledge the work of you, Simon, and your team, and you, Melinda, and your team. I think this is a time when we need the unifying power of art more than ever. But as we all know, it's a time when both the making and the sharing of that art has become more difficult than ever. And both of your teams have done such an extraordinary job reimagining and transforming this offering and all of your offerings so many times. I just wanted to acknowledge that and say thank you for doing what you do and have done tonight as well. It's a great example of two organisations coming together to create something that's greater than the sum of its parts. But and I'm very much enjoying being part of tonight as well. And I wish I could be part of the quiz. Obviously, it would be a bit of a conflict, but they're great questions. But my official role tonight is, of course, to thank some particular design fringe partners who've made tonight possible. That is Creative Victoria, the City of Port Phillip, the Naomi Milgram Foundation, Victorian Women's Trust, and the Monash University School of Art, Design and Architecture, and also the Design Fringe Award partners. There's two of them, which is M Pavilion and the Authentic Design Alliance. Thanks again for everyone joining us. I hope you have a wonderful evening and enjoy the rest of the launch. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Sam. And lovely to have you joining us here this evening. Thank you also to each of those supporters. It's with your commitment to supporting the arts that we as organisations can do what you do. And it's really been really important for us to be able to work with our partners and with our friends at Melbourne Fringe Festival to transform our original exhibition idea into designers on your doorstep. I'd now like to invite Linden's curator, Juliet, back to share some more conversations with the designers on your doorstep. She'll be back in just a moment.
Hello again, everyone. Recently, I caught up with 5 of the designers who will feature in the poster project that includes designers based in the city of Port Phillip, whose posters will be on the streets next week. Telling us how your work relates to the theme of home.
The genesis of the chair for me really came out of where I'm living in, or the types of living that I'm doing at the moment, which is renting. Like high-end furniture isn't for the people who are renting necessarily. I kind of thought that designing a chair that from its conception was able to be geared into, being dismantled and taken apart and then reassembled, packed away and put in a van and then reassembled somewhere else. It was a kind of nice idea.
We create our works from found, discovered treasure, things that may not be in use anymore. So we discovered this, what we think is an old church chair.
It's a very simple wooden
austere kind of chair. And then we had some mannequin arms, old mannequins. So a lot of the work we do normally uses parts of dolls. So the idea of using kind of body parts, I guess you would say, is something that also features in our work.
I'm interested in the self and identity, how the self and identity is not static, it's fluid and constantly changing. And I think I realise I'm interested in portraiture, but recently I've come to understand that my work's actually self-portraiture, and I'm looking at my deafness and how that relates to my work and my way of being in the world.
I wouldn't have created the work at all if I hadn't been stuck at home throughout all the lockdowns in Melbourne. I started crochet because I'd got a volunteer position at Sister Work. Crochet as a craft is often kind of associated with being done in the home. I was trying to incorporate lighting into it to see whether I could kind of make sculptural shapes with light as well.
We basically design and fabricate lights. Everybody needs some light at home or light anywhere. It's beyond just an illuminated object. There's, as I said, an artistic value to it. So it comes from all the way from safety to, on one side of the spectrum to ambience, to creating, an atmosphere.
Thank you, Juliet. It is so great to kind of learn about, I guess, how each of those designers' works responds to home. And I can't wait to see those works, those posters up on the streets shortly. So I will be out there going for a walk. It's within my 15 Ks. I will check them all out. I reckon it's time for another quiz question.
Thank you, Simon, and hello again, everyone. So the first person in with the correct answer to our question, to the last quiz question, part of the design of Mia Kang's work was inspired by which plant? And the answer was tea. So congratulations to Rebecca George. I believe you're watching from YouTube as well tonight. So please email through your postal address to our email address on the screen right now, and we will send you your prize, which is a bottle of Hendrick's gin and glasses. Okay, so now on to the next question. I'm just bringing that up on the screen now. What is the name of the designer who has combined the found objects of a church pew and a mannequin?
Thanks so much, Linda, and good luck. We love hearing from the artists and the designers about their creative endeavours. In early 2019, the great Australian artist Patricia Piccinini reflected on how exhibiting for the first time at Linden was where the hustle began for her of being an artist. So in that very good tradition of hustling, it's my turn to talk about money. This is the bit where we ask you to support us if you're able to do so. We're offering this event online for free tonight, so anyone can enjoy the experience. But it takes a lot for us to produce this virtual event, so if you can, please think of supporting us. We suggest a $15 or $20 per person donation if you're in the position to do so. Think of it as buying me a glass of sparkling wine or a couple of boutique beers for Simon or myself. And of course, if you'd like to add some zeros to the end of those numbers, we won't say no at all. Please think about supporting Melbourne Fringe Festival and Linden New Art. The more support we receive, the more we can do to connect brilliant artists to audiences. The link to donate securely online is on the bottom of the screen, and we'll place the link in the chat. Linden and Melbourne Fringe are splitting the donations we make this evening, and we need your support now more than ever in these tough COVID times. We thank you in advance for your generosity. I'd now like to invite our curator, Juliet, back for the last time to introduce the final section of the exhibition. And that is a mistake in the order. So I'm going to go and hand over to Simon.
Sure thing. There I am. I will, firstly, Melinda, I will back everything you just said. Free is brilliant, but free does cost money. So I absolutely encourage people to help supporting us through those donations. There they are, live on screen. My next job is to introduce the chair of Linden New Art. So would you please welcome Paul Duldig to say a few words. Hi, Paul.
Thank you, Simon, and hello everyone. Tonight I would like to gratefully acknowledge the City of Port Phillip as the owner of Linden's beautiful home and generous supporter of our diverse range of exhibitions and events. We're also grateful for the support we receive from Creative Victoria's Organisations Investments Program, Business Victoria and Vic Health. Many people have worked behind the scenes to develop and further invest in the artists and the exhibitions you see on display. Tonight, I'd like to thank the following. Our philanthropic supporters, the Helen McPherson Smith Trust, the Robert Salzer Foundation, Community Enterprise Fund through Elwood Community Bank, Telstra Foundation, and Vic Health. I'd also like to thank Linden's education partners, the University of Melbourne and the Melbourne Business School, Linden's corporate sponsors, Matsos, Minter Ellison, Punt Road, Stone and Wood, can strongly recommend that, Hendricks Gin, and Zilla and Brook. Our media partner, Placket, and also our presentation partners, Renew Fitzroy Street and the Ackland Street Village Traders Association and Fitzroy Street Traders Association. Thank you so much to you all for your amazing support of Linden and this show. It's very much appreciated.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for being my boss who turns up at these events on a cold and wet Friday evening. Thank you. Lovely to have you as part of the event. Thank you to each of our supporters. Again, it's really important at times like these to have support of such a diverse range of supporters. They help us do what we do. I'd now like to invite Linda back to announce the winner of the last quiz question and to ask the next. She'll be up in just a moment.
Hello again. So the first person in with the correct answer to our question, to our last quiz question, what is the name of the designer who has combined the found objects of a church pew and a mannequin? And the answer, of course, was Kitty Calvert. And congratulations to Caroline Menzies for entering that answer first. So Caroline, please email us on this email on your screen so we can send you your gin pack. And I'm feeling quite parched. I could do with a gin right now. Okay, on to our next question. Our next question is, which designer has made an item of furniture designed with renting in mind?
Good question, Linda. So everyone type that in. Good question. Now, I would like to welcome Juliet back. This time, for real. Juliet, please come back. We want you to share some more insights into our designers on show.
Hello, here I am. I recently caught up with some of the designers who told me about their favourite design objects that they have in their own homes, and I'd like to share that video with you now. Favourite design object that you have in your own home?
The one I picked were my rowing oars that, in my view, it covered every element of design.
Well, I just recently bought Aileen grey. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece.
So my favorite design objects is the shelves behind me, which I also made. The want again was to have a set of shelves that would be dismantleable and would be able to be taken apart and then reassembled when you got to a new place.
Well, it's actually this chair here that I'm sitting on now, kind of something I picked up on eBay a while ago for like $200 or something. And it's just so comfortable to sit on and just so simple.
Your question helped me see again the beauty that actually surrounds me, and I realise I'm in a triple-fronted brick veneer mid-century home.
It's my rubber glove form. I love the idea that it's industrial design. It's come out of the factory. It had a former life.
This is a clock. And it's a drum, and it's also a piece of advertising.
So one piece is a sculpture that I made for my last year at uni in the architecture degree. It was a replica of an Anthony Gormley sculpture.
it comes from here. The base that we put here, and that is, there's a cannonball inside. That's the cannon vase, the way we call it.
It could be quite funny. So far, my favorite is an electric fireplace.
Thank you so much, Juliet, and thank you for the designers for sharing those very favourite things. I wanted to let everyone know a number of the objects featured in Designers on Your Doorstep are for sale. You can jump online this evening and purchase a great piece of Australian design. Simply search each designer's work and follow the link to purchase securely online. We look forward to seeing how many works we can actually support and ensure that we can support artists by paying them for their great new works.
That is absolutely right. I mean, I think we both know one of the most important things you can do is support designers by buying their work. Not only does it foster self-belief and provide them with that important cash that helps artists to survive and do what they do, but even better, you get to have an amazing piece of design in your home. So there's a beautiful online gallery there at the Linden website, and you can scroll through, click and collect, and buy some beautiful pieces of design. All right, it is that time again. It's time to welcome the brilliant Linda back as we announce the winner of the last quiz question. Over to you, Linda.
Thanks so much, Simon. So the first person in with the correct answer to our question, to our last quiz question, which designer has made an item of furniture designed with renting in mind? And the answer, of course, is Damien. That was the designer. And the winner is Charlie Bush. Now, I believe, Charlie, you are also tuning in from YouTube tonight. So please do email us on gallery@lindenarts.org and we can send you your gin pack prize. And that's it from me, folks. So I'll see you at the end of the show.
Thank you so much, Linda, and congratulations to all our quiz winners. We will be sending you beautiful gin packs very shortly. So don't forget to send us your name and your address via the gallery email address so we can get those prizes out to you.
That's right. Now, of course, we are still in lockdown here in Melbourne, so there is no better time to catch a brilliant and fabulous Design Fringe event. There is a whole raft of events happening online that you can see right here from your home. There's the politics of design, gender, safety and design, and there's a live event this Sunday at 2 o'clock. Where you can meet the designers. So those first two are available on demand. You can, when you finish tonight, you can watch them then. The other one, the Meet the Designers, is live on Sunday at 2 p.m. You can watch all of them online at melbournefringe.com.au. There's also Auslan interpretation of the key works in the programs with audio description as well. So if you're an Auslan user, you can see our Auslan interpretation. If you're an audio description user, you can listen to those and hear the works. We'll also be joined as well by multilingual components in Mandarin, in Russian, and in Spanish. And also, there's been a whole lot of events in the Design Fringe Talks program that you might have missed, but I hope not. But if you did, you can watch back. Melinda, you hosted an amazing In Conversation with our First Nations designer, Nicole Monks, as well as a brilliant event that I loved called Strange Bedfellows, which was about mid-century modern design and drag queens. So if you missed either of those two events with Melinda, you can watch those on design. You can watch those back on demand. And last night, we also premiered a talk on design solutions, where we had a bunch of amazing young designers who were solving some huge problems and looking to do that through design. So a whole raft of extraordinary events that you can watch at melbournefringe.com.au, and they are on demand or available until Sunday.
Thanks so much, Simon. And I think there's so many fabulous things to connect with about design. Don't miss out on exploring some of these fabulous presentations. We also encourage everyone to go and explore the posters that make up Designers on Your Doorstep. Go for a walk, grab a coffee, discover the stories behind each of the designers that feature. You'll discover more about each of those designers. You might pick up a new cocktail recipe. We could all look, we might need a few of those, and you'll discover their favourite rooms. We really look forward to everyone engaging and sharing those stories with us. We look forward to everyone going and exploring Designers on Your Doorstep and discovering the stories behind each of those stories. I'd now like to begin to invite back everyone who has been part of this event. Welcome back to the Linden team who have been working behind the scenes. Some of them are actually watching on Facebook and YouTube at home, responding to questions and queries in the live chat of this streamed event. So thank you. Thank you to our curator, Juliette Hanson, our development manager, Lynn Johnson, our design and marketing coordinator, Mathieu Vendeville, our events and community engagement coordinator, Linda Studena, our gallery administrators, Hannah Vasek and Shelley Scholl, and our volunteer officer, Ada Coxall. Thank you also to the team at Melbourne Fringe, the fabulous Simon Abrahams for being my co-host, Danny Delahunty, who's the head of programs and projects, Bridget Ryan, the gorgeous Bridget, who has been the Design Fringe coordinator this year. Thank you, Bridget. Erin Mueller, the head of marketing, and Miranda Borman, the head of development, who've all helped us be able to deliver this. Thank you also to all the designers for being part of this project. We couldn't have done this without you. We really needed your generosity, your fabulous work, and your support. Thank you to Paul and Mark for Auslan interpreting us this evening. Thank you. Thank you again for being my co-host, Simon, and being part of this crazy adventure. Welcome to the world of Streamland.
Thank you so much.
You've done it all.
It was a great pleasure to be here with you tonight. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you also to our audience for joining us this evening. We look forward to sharing your experience of engaging with these designers on your doorstep with us. Good night, have a lovely weekend and a gorgeous evening.